Well, this is the start of the Bullawarring track. If you want to pronounce it, you can read it. We're off 1.4 kilometres to the campsite and we're going to go for a swim down. Got a bit worried there, went to Kingfisher pool. Pool looks great for swimming. Apparently it's really cold, but there was 4 tents in a tiny little camp area. And they're all like, 2 metres of a pit toilet. It wasn't real attractive. I thought there's got to be more areas. And thanks to YouTube, Shazboo, I knew there was more places, so I came for a bit more of a walk down the track that loops around to Heathcote. Not far from the toilet, it's like a minute walk, not even. Yeah, so I thought there's got to be more, and I come across this area and I thought this is nice and flat, it's great, but it's right on the trail. So I came up here, looked like a bit of an open area, and believe it or not, I know somebody who might recognise that rock. Somebody sat on that rock on a bush chair and had their tent, I believe, about there. So much for no fires. It's one of the biggest fire pits I've seen. Yeah, and from memory in the video, there was a tent in here and a tent, I think there was a tent up just on this ledge. Yeah, just on that ledge. But yeah, I'm going to go in here away from people because it looks nice and flat. Looks like a drain well. Just away from that rock, so I'll probably start the tent about there. About there, away from that rock. I don't know how good my filming is because I didn't bring any connections for this, so looks like someone's been playing in here. Mock shelters and things. You can see that. Mock shelters and a big fire pit and whatever, but this looks good. I've got trees I can hang a line up. Might put my poncho up for a bit of sun cover because my neck got burnt to crispy on the way in because I wasn't concentrating on what I was doing. Normally I'd have a full brim hat on, wouldn't be an issue, but yeah. So the bag's hung up on the tree. First thing I did, pull a little bit of string out, make the hook. Just makes life easier when you set up. And reports on the GPS. It worked well. Got me where I wanted to go. It was set on Kingfisher pool from coordinates on the internet, and it got me straight there. The water bottle system worked. The clothing, everything's working good. I'm pretty sweaty at the moment, but I'll dry off soon. And I do have another shirt there and whatnot, but these pants dry pretty quick. So, yeah, might get to setting up. Right, we've got the tent set up, a bit of farting around. I was just taking my time enjoying the place. It's nice and peaceful. Looks a bit humid, the sun will be down soon, but I'm still wet. I've got dry clothes. I have got these bugs crawling all over me. I don't know what they are, but they're persistent. Anyway, this is the Fly Creek UL2, and as with most lightweight tanks, it's got no turret, it's not a tank, it's a tent. It's a tight 2-person, that's why I call it a 1. Usually I bring the bed over, there's plenty of room for me. I've got the Cedar Summit lightweight air mattress, just enough for me. I got my North Face down jacket under there as a pillow. It's the only reason I bring it because it's too warm for it, but if it does get cold I've got it. Saves you bringing a blow up pillow, I suppose. And a Nemo something or other sleeping bag. If you want to know more, ask me. Can't remember right now. That's basically it. I've got food in the orange bag there. That's still hanging on the tree. That'll go either in what vegetable this tank has, which is not much, but it's enough later on. And it's got a bag of clothes in there. That's about like cookware and stuff in the top. That's about it. But yeah, we're set up. I might put the poncho up. I don't think it's going to rain. If it does, it does. But it's so humid. We had a bit of rain yesterday, but not much to speak of. A few spits. This humidity drops at night time when it cools down, and that's about it. But anyway, that's our setup for the night. That's the ground sheet. It's supposed to be kicked under more. It's just a $5 tarp from Bunnings, which I went round and cut. I cut it to size, so I cut all the edges off, all the eyelets, everything, made it a lot lighter. It's not ideal, but it's what I could get at the time, which is today. And all I did was get a small blowtorch and just run it quickly along the edges. It's only got to stop it fraying for 1 or 2 goes, guys. I'm going to get something else which is more permanent, but for now that'll do. Yeah. And if this tent dies, then so be it, because I want... There's a big Agnes Retro, I don't know if you guys have seen it. You need hiking poles or sticks to put it up. It's basically the old school A-frame tent, but lightweight, and it comes with no poles. You just use what you've got to put it up, and it looks pretty cool to me. Don't even have to use poles, you can tie it between trees and stuff like that, so we'll see what happens. But for now, I've marked this spot and another spot on the GPS. Had to bush bash to get here, but so did someone else apparently. For now, I'm going to set up a little cook area, probably on Shazbo's Rock. I'm going to call it Shazboo's Rock. Shazboo's Rock it is. She was sitting her ass on it. Set up a little cook area there, maybe poncho up in case it does spit, just for something to do, just to test my skills really, because I've got a bit of string and not much else, and the poncho doesn't have eyelets. I just want to see what I can come up with, to be quite honest. Yeah. Alright guys, howdy ho. Alright, bit of unsteady camera work again. I'll show you what we've been up to. Camp's pretty well set up. I've got a dry shirt on. I was actually waiting until I got everything set up so I could just sweat a bit more and then change. And being late in the afternoon, I don't think it'll rain, but I might take that in later tonight inside the tent, or even just under this poncho, hanging under the poncho, because it's still a bit damp, believe it or not, even though it's supposed to be, oh, vapor wick technology, blah 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 blah. They're comfortable, but it didn't dry out as fucking quick as I thought. But again, it is very humid, so. Alright, so what I did is get the poncho, because this tent doesn't have much of a vestibule. I usually do something over the front of it. It did look like it was going to rain for a second. Not so much now. You never know. But because it doesn't have much of a vestibule, and if I want to cook somewhere or something like that, you know, I'm using a gas cooker, so close to the tent's okay, but not inside the tent, especially not this tent. It's a very light fabric. I wouldn't do it. So basically, yeah, tied up the hood with the drawstring. I've got it on a bit of a leaning away from the front, so I'm not draining shit into my area. I just kicked a peg out. I'll have to fix that in a minute. Good work. Anyway, bit of cordage. It's really cheap, from Bunnings again. It's basically blind cordage or curtain area. That's hanging up to dry too. Little small rocks, you can see that, little small rocks in each corner with a half hitch, sorry, clove hitch, not a half hitch, clove hitch in each corner. You can probably see it better over here. I'll move that. You see there's a rock in there and there's a half hitch around it. It's not going to really damage that too much, and if it does, it's in the corners where it hangs down, so it's no great deal. And for the life of me, can't remember the name of my favourite knot, but it's a it's one of those friction knots. You can pull it along the line and it holds tight, instead of using those plastic pieces of shit they put on tents these days. But basically, yeah, that's set up for the night. If I do cooking, I'll probably just do it there on that rock, or down there on Shazboo Rock. I don't know, if it rains I can just do it in front of the tent. So I'm happy. Sun's going down, so we're just going to go and have a look around really. That's about it. I'm hungry. Tomorrow's well, I could walk back to Waterfall and do, I think it's 1.5, 1.3 Ks or something like that, but I want to do the 13 Ks back to Heathcote and then whatever it is back to Sutherland, so it'll be 22, 25 kilometres or something like that. And there's these little birds, I don't know if you can see him in there. There's one little bird, there he is. Should be able to walk up to him because since I've been here, little fella, he's just been coming straight up to my feet, not scared. I'm looking for grubs or crumbs. Here he comes. Let's get over here. He doesn't even care. He can just move around. Look, he cared about that. Yeah, but I'm trying to set up the tent. Next thing he's just sitting on my foot. Cute little fella. Got a friend for the night. Alright guys, yeah, that's me. That's my walking stick. That's my tent set up. What do you want to know? Cooking gear's ready to go. Lights ready to go. I'm prepped if rain comes, so let's take it easy. I think before I go to bed tonight I'll change into some dry socks and dry undies, and I got a dry shirt on now, but yeah, I should be right for the walk out tomorrow. Nice place. Righty-o. Off we go.
Do not forget guys. Like, share, subscribe.